So we better introduce ourselves.
We did. So I'm Anne-Marie Powell, and I'm designing the Octavia Hill Garden by Blue Diamond with the National Trust at this year's Chelsea Flower Show. And I design from Petersfield, Hampshire.
I'm also based in Hampshire. My name's Mark Straver, and I'm from Hortus Loci, and we're growing all the plants for Anne-Marie's garden in Chelsea this year.
Lucky me.
Yeah. So anyway, at last, Chelsea, the big garden. It's been a while.
It has been.
And now you're back. So how are you excited?
Oh, I'm very excited. This is actually the first large main show garden that I've ever done.
But you've done other gardens before, haven't you?
I have, but they've been much smaller.
Oh, I see.
So this is the first time when I've got a full-size Main Avenue show garden, and I'm really sort of devoted to the cause. It's become a bit of a passion project for me, if I'm honest.
I know, how lovely. What are you most excited about this year?
Well, I'm most excited about putting together a garden that really means a lot to me. And the garden is very warm, it's very inclusive. So yeah. I really believe, just as the sponsors do, that gardens are for all. And I think that Octavia Hill, who was one of the founding members of the National Trust,
yes, she
would really applaud it. And it's an urban community wildlife garden. So because she really championed in Victorian Britain, she championed green space in cities. And when I started researching about her, I just thought, my goodness me, why isn't she as famous as Florence Nightingale?
Yeah, I know.
Her beliefs are even more relevant today than they were then.
And from you know, with your own style, which is always very different from everyone else's, what are you bringing to the garden?
Colour,
yeah.
I think. So absolutely. So you know, I love colour. And until recently, it hasn't been very fashionable, has it? Really, Mark?
No, you've always led the way.
And I just wanted to create a really warm and inviting space where people can feel very kind of at home.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if we've got these bold, beautiful flowers, then it's not just the people that will be happy; it's the wildlife that will be happy too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And you know, we should all be changing the world one plant at a time.
Absolutely, or one tree at a time.
Yeah.
Because that's the other point we've been talking about, which you've led the way on, resilience.
Yeah.
So tell us
exactly.
about what's happening with resilience.
I mean, as all of us gardeners, we know just how much havoc climate change is playing with our plant choices. So I really wanted to make sure that we're future-proofing our garden at Chelsea and hopefully inspiring other people to do the same.
Yeah.
So all of the trees are urban city trees that, you know, provide shade, they release oxygen, they will cope with really hot, dry summers, but also cold, wet winters.
And absorb pollution as well. So.
Exactly that. And we're having to source, I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, talking to you, I know. So, but really, literally, we're having to start sourcing and thinking about trees, right plant, right place, because our woodlands and a lot of our native plants in this country are just failing, sadly. So all of our trees really come from Asia.
Yeah.
So, which is where they grow quite happily in those conditions, the conditions that we're experiencing more and more here. So, and I think, do you think that some of these trees and plants that you've kindly grown all for us, I don't think they've been seen at Chelsea before.
They've never been seen at Chelsea before. I mean, the upside this year is that we've got the warmest. I think it's going to be the warmest spring we've ever recorded.
Yeah.
And the upside is that way, with the trees, a lot of your trees are bipinate trees that are late into leaf usually, and still are. So they're not quite in leaf enough for the show by the third week in May. But I think this year they will be. So it'd be great to highlight some new varieties.
Yeah, absolutely. So for sure. So it's a privilege actually.
Great.
And I'm super excited that really the garden is just visiting Chelsea.
Yes.
It's being relocated with all of our landscape and all
the whole thing.
Yeah,
oh,
all
fantastic.
of your beautiful plants. They're all going up to Bridgemere Show Garden. Yeah, it's an RHS partner garden. So up in Cheshire, and it's open to the public. So, you know.
Oh, I love Bridgemere.
Yeah, well, anybody can come and just enjoy the space with all of its open air sitting rooms and places to sit and just enjoy being part of nature.
Fantastic.